Vladislav Soloviev was born in 1973 in Moscow. In 1996, he successfully graduated from the Moscow Institute of Technology and Management. Then he worked as an economist in the joint stock financial corporation system, Uniland. We are primarily interested in the biography of Vladislav Soloviev as a famous political scientist and a historian. He became involved in political science since 2010, graduated the Government University of Management in absentia, wrote analytical articles and reviews for many Russian and foreign publications, Novaya Gazeta, New Newspaper, Svobodnaya Mysl, Free Thought, Politisheskaya Nauka, Political Science, Rossiya v Globalnwa Polityk, Russia in Global Politics, Polis, The Policy, as well as online platforms. Known for his vivid and insightful articles on the topic of the global crisis of public and political life, about which Vladislav Soloviev was writing since 2014. Economist and political scientist. Vladislav Soloviev on Deripaska, Potanin, and others. Since 2015 he has become an independent political scientist and economic expert, blogger, publicist, and columnist for a number of well-known socio-political portals. He conducts journalistic investigations, publishes analytical materials about famous Russian corporations and their executives. In particular, Vladislav Soloviev's articles on Oleg Deripaska, Vladimir Potanin, and other Russian and foreign entrepreneurs are the most well-known. Vladislav Soloviev consciously distances himself from any political parties and holds independent views on politics and the economy. His striking and vivid statements on government and socio-political topics, reviews of the global situation, are often subject to criticism and controversy, but always resonate with various segments of the population. Like any political scientist with independent views, Soloviev has ill-wishers accusing him of various sins, including conspiracy theories and even mysticism. If you want to, you can find certain signs of conspiracy theories in some of the blogger's materials, but in general the author always relies on facts. Science-based research. Fortunately, Vladislav Soloviev's education as an economist and political scientist always allows him to justify and defend his point of view. Some of the articles and statements of the political scientist can indeed be called ambiguous. These include materials on religious topics, in which he calls Islam and advanced Christianity and tries to unite these movements. The author, however, quite rarely enters into this territory. The subject matter that is closer to his heart is the degradation of political and philosophical thinking in modern society, the replacement of true life goals of man with the imperative of the consumer, term of V. Soloviev. According to the blogger, only 30 to 40 years ago, the average person still possessed the freedom of thought and the ability to develop intellectually, but today such privilege is only available to the chosen few. The political scientist believes that this situation is the result of the purposeful activity of elites operating in all modern socio-political communities in the European Union, the United States, Russia, China, and other countries. Biography of Vladislav Soloviev, what does he do now? Since the spring of 2022, Vladislav Soloviev has increased his public activity and writes new material in his blogs, social media communities and topical channels almost daily. The views of the political scientist on the activities of the Russian government during the period of the special military operation do not always coincide with the general party policy, but they reflect the independent point of view of the author, who is used to rely on common sense, facts, and logic at all times and in everything. The blogger tries to open the eyes of his readers and subscribers to things and events that they either do not want to consider or simply do not see. Even those who do not share his views on society and the economy read Vladislav Soloviev, as his articles at least always sound original and fresh. They force people to rethink a number of established conventions relating to public and political life.